Yo, what's up guys, it's Suraj from Tech Devoted. I'm currently here in Bangkok and I decided to do a little bit of a different video this time. Now between videos and photo, if you know me, you'd know that I'm more of a video person. I don't really advertise myself as a photographer per se that much. But one thing I am really passionate about is street photography, and I want to do more of that, and I want to document the process of doing that. So I decided I'd do one episode of street photography here in Bangkok. I'm going to be shooting today with the Helios 58f2. Got it a couple of months back. This is a vintage lens. I decided this would be a really good place to shoot photos of with this lens. And I'm going to be doing sort of a POV street photography kind of a thing. So I'm going to have a GoPro on top, and everything I see basically you will also see, and then I will click pictures, and basically you can see the whole behind the scenes and documentation process of it. Nabeel is also going to be with me for this little photography session. He's also behind the camera right now, so thanks to him for taking care of it. He's also into street photography, so I'll maybe share his photos on screen as well, so you guys can just have more pictures to look at. So yeah, without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it.
Alright YouTube, welcome to POV mode. I am doing like a commentary on top of the footage, so this is my first time doing something like this, so go a little easy on me. I might fumble a little bit here and there. So we started off a little photography session from inside our apartment itself, or inside the corridors of our apartment or Airbnb. So there was this like super blue light coming in. I'm guessing the windows were tinted. I thought that was interesting, so I just had Nabeel stand in the middle of the frame and I snapped this photo. Not quite what I'd imagined, not really a fan of it. In fact, I shot the same frame earlier that day with a wider lens, and I think that turned out way better. After that shot, we got into the lift, went out of our apartment, and right outside our apartment there was this hospital type of thing, and in the basement or the ground floor of the hospital we had this like ceilings which had these green LED strips attached to them. I thought that was interesting, so I just made Nabeel walk towards me and I shot a couple of photos in burst mode. Again, not quite what I'd envisioned in my head, so instead I tried another shot. This time I went closer to Nabeel. I went inside the space and I had Nabeel stand exactly under the green LED strip lights, and I shot a picture there from a low angle. Cool shot, but again nothing that makes me go wow, that is super amazing. After that we headed out again, and right next to the hospital, I think there was a bus stop, I'm gonna say. I'm not entirely sure. Now that I look back at it, there wasn't really any buses that I saw in the time that we were there, but it had a tube light, and nowadays I just find shooting under tube lights really interesting for some reason. So that's what I did. Nabeel was standing there. I shot a couple of pictures. I really like how they turned out. I like how the bokeh looks. They have the swirly bokeh effect of the vintage lenses, which is one of their main characteristics. It also has like the flare that a vintage lens would give, and I really like that too. I'm currently in that phase right now where anything that's a defect looks artistic to me. So we started walking towards the main road. There was a 7-Eleven on the way. 7-Elevens are a great spot for photography. Essentially they're a supermarket, but like all their products on the shelves like create super cool patterns, and then there's really good light most of the time with a lot of people outside with like the street food carts and things like that. There's so much potential for photography there. After that we walked into an open parking lot. I've always wanted to shoot some pictures in the parking lot because there's like a lot of patterns and lines, so much scope for like good composition. So that's what we did. We found an open parking lot. This first photo I made, I just had the security guard just stand do his thing, and I think it turned out okay with like the teal on the ground and the teal in his high-vis jacket. But then I thought maybe I should step back a few steps, so that's what I did and got a wider shot with like the cones and everything, and I think the color contrast is much better in this. So, and there's also like the zebra crossing line, so I like that shot much better. A few minutes later I noticed Nabeel was just walking around, so I quickly snapped a photo of that from the behind. Decent shot. There's good color contrast with like the orange in the street lights and green in the parking lot. After that we headed out. We were done with the parking lot. We were going towards the main road again when we saw another 7-Eleven. Man, 7-Elevens are everywhere in Bangkok, so I quickly snapped a photo. Turned out okay. Now you'll see that most of these images are super soft. That's just the nature of vintage lenses. Plus on top of that there was very little light, so I had to shoot most of this stuff on like 1/60th of a second, which is, you know, not very sharp. I would have liked it to be a little sharper, but whatever. If you notice in the corner of this frame there's another guy who's like on the telephone booth, so I thought that was interesting, so I went closer and got a picture of just that, and man, that's probably my favorite shot of the night. I love the color in this one, the orange and the green and like the subtle blue. It's quite muted, which is, you know, right up my alley. This aesthetic is what, you know, I enjoy. I also really like the lines of the protector of the telephone booth thing. Now if you notice what's interesting or rather funny here, he's not actually on the telephone, he's using a regular modern day smartphone, which is alright, but it would have been cooler if he was on the actual telephone. Now while we were at that spot, I noticed the reflection of the store was hitting Nabeel's spectacles, so I snapped a photo of that, a portrait if you will. Couldn't really catch the reflection at the right moment, but okay, sure, it has the flair, which again is not everybody's cup of tea, but I kind of dig it at this point in time. A couple of 100 meters later, we saw another parking spot with a tube light, so obviously I had to make somebody stand under it and click a picture. That's what I did. This first shot it was out of focus. Focusing manually is a bit of a task with this lens, so I clicked another one. Kind of like it. It's probably one of my top 3 favorite shots of the night. Everything comes together really well. And then I also went a little closer and just shot a couple of more close-ups, and again you'll notice we had the flare, which is kind of cool too. After that we started walking again, and I saw Nabeel was taking this cool shot of like just 2 security guards sitting, I think, or like 2 people sitting there. I thought it was a cool shot, so I decided to steal it and I clicked the same picture. Mine didn't turn out nearly as good. I think his one was way cooler. He was shooting on a wider lens. I like his shot better. So we walked for a little bit longer until we finally reached this super cool mall. You'll see the mall in a second, but there was also a subway station, and I wanted to click a picture of a person just walking, just isolate the subject and click a picture. So that's what I did. Didn't turn out nearly as good as I had imagined it in my head. So I turned around and shot with the mall in the background instead. At this point we were kind of low on time. Akhil was waiting for us, so I just wanted to quickly get some pictures. So that's what I did. For this first shot, I think I just went a little low angle. I switched to portrait orientation and I think I went down. So I just had like a person standing. I saw a person standing and there was the mall in the background, so I just snapped a photo of that. The pattern is kind of interesting, but I think I can do a lot better there. It's a pretty interesting place, so I could have done a lot better with some more time, but for now I was just not feeling it. So I turned around again and I saw a bus. This time the orange looked kind of nice and I wanted to make a bus photo, so I looked around for a second and thought of creating a photo with the driver, and the driver I think he nudged his co-driver, the co-passenger who was sitting there, and then he also started to look at the camera, and I shot this picture which has like both of them in the frame, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Then I took a few steps and walked towards the end of the bus where I saw this woman, and I thought like she had really interesting style with her earrings and everything, so I shot a picture of that. Really happy with how that one turned out, and that was pretty much it. That was our last shot on this little photo session.
Alright, I'm back home now. I've been home for about a week now, so final thoughts on the Helios 58 f2. It is a very fun lens. I definitely want to shoot more with it. I want to shoot during the day with it once, just to get like slightly sharper images. Bangkok was fun to shoot. I think it's relatively easy for street photography, not like I shot a lot there, but in the limited time that I got to shoot there, I feel like it's relatively easy for street photography because everything looks good and there's patterns and beautiful color almost everywhere. This lens, fun fact, was made in the 1960s Soviet Union, so there's a very good chance this has been through Chernobyl, and that's just crazy to think about. Now, POV street photography on YouTube is a popular format of videos. It's been going on for a while, and one person that I follow that I think does it really well is Ranft. In fact, if you follow him, you might have found the version that I did, this video, kind of inspired by his work, which is true. It is inspired by his work, so massive shout out to him. If you're not following his work, I would definitely check it out. He has definitely some of the best
street photography content on YouTube as of now. I also want to thank Nabeel obviously for helping me out with the video, for being there, and I want to thank Akhil for lending me his GoPro for the POV, you know, video angle. I know it's a lot of people to follow, but trust me, go follow them. They post some really good stuff. And yeah, that's about it for this video. Let me know if you want to see more street photography content. Oh, and if you want to see before and afters of the photos I made, follow me on Twitter. I think I'm going to post a couple of before and afters there. And if you want to see more photos, just photos in general from me, follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting more pictures, and I have already posted some more pictures from the trip. And as I said, all my pictures generally go there as well. Stories too, so yeah, obviously stories too. So yeah, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed watching it, give it a like. If you did not, vote it down. Let me know in the comments why I didn't like it. If you're new around here, consider subscribing for more videos just like this one. It's been Suraj. Thanks so much for watching. Take it easy and stay devoted.
The system broken, the schools closed, the prisons open. We ain't got nothing to lose, motherfucker, we rollin'. Motherfucker, we rollin'. With some light-skinned girls and some Kelly Roll.
Bodo in the house. What's up, Bodo? Oh god. Oh, Bodo look like a